Okay, I'm over here like trying to make a big shebang out of the videos I'm recording, and I know I look like shit. I just woke up and I just cried because like I feel really, really freaking sad about. Well, one, I just have no idea what the hell I'm doing here in Portugal, and two, my dog is not reacting well to the change. Like she just keeps shaking, and then I'm like, I don't want to go do anything, but then I'm like, oh, you moved here to like experience a different life and culture. And to be honest, this is my fourth day without having somebody with me, so I feel like it's about to hit that I am living abroad, and I am questioning everything about this move. I really am. And then I have to remind myself that like it is only till November. If I don't like it, then I don't have to continue on this journey. But there are like so many reasons why I wanted to move here, and I'm trying to remember them. And I think I just need to give myself like a weekly schedule to just like at least try to immerse myself in a new life and a new culture. And it is hard not having friends. Like last night I was walking around and the wine bars look so fun, but I was like, it doesn't look fun without anyone to like sit and yap away with. So I don't know, but I also don't want to be too hard on myself right now because I know obviously it's scary and lonely, but also I'm like, well, if you just sit inside your house and do the same things you did when you were in Tampa or Philly, minus the like actually having friends and going out, but like spending your time inside getting high watching TV, which I'm gonna allow myself to do that every now and again, but like I need to give myself a weekly schedule. I did this to try to change my life, and I don't know what that's gonna look like right now. Like off the bat, I'm like, I'm not doing this ever again. Like once I go home for Thanksgiving, I'm not coming back. But part of me is like, I don't know, maybe I can get my dog to adjust, and maybe I do spend 6 months here, 6 months there. Maybe I say, you know what, I really like Europe. I want to invest in property here, but I only want to come like for a month and leave my dog behind with people that she loves so I don't have to put her through. I don't know. You know what I mean? And I am like jumping to the future because I'm not understanding right now, and I don't know what I'm doing this for. So I think, a couple things that I'm like proud of myself for doing is that like moving over here, I'm gonna cry. I do feel really brave because it is crazy, like not knowing the language, and the food is different. Wednesday, I like didn't eat one thing. I was like, nothing sounds good. I just want like my comfort food. This is so stupid. Get it together. Honestly, it's the first big meltdown that I've had since everyone has left, which feels pretty good. But I am like very proud of myself for coming. And I am, like I said, I feel like I'm being really hard on myself right now. And it's like I'm obviously gonna have really bad days. I know that. But I want to remember why I moved to Portugal. Like, I want to remember that, like, I wanted to feel safer walking at night. I wanted to go out and experience new cultures. I wanted to be able to, like, go to dinner or get coffee and not feel like I was, spending an arm and a leg. And now that I'm out, I'm like, well, everything is just converted into US dollars. So I'm not really saving any money. I went to go buy some clothes yesterday and it was $68. And then when it converted, it was $84. I'm like, this is so lame. But I'm just trying. Like, I wanted to learn about myself and like what I want to do for work and how I want to make money, whether that's through real estate or whether that's from working with brands like freelancing or I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And, part of me is like, did I move here because I wanted to like try to be some influencer? And like, no, I like doing this. I like the long form. I like just like talking. But like, even when I was out yesterday getting like coffee and croissants, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a series about like Kim and Tree's croissants in Porto. I don't want to fucking do that. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. That's not how I want to spend my time. But I do want to talk about my experience and my life, and like, that's what I want to do. Like, so I really don't know. So you know what? I've reached out to a couple companies, like real estate companies here. So maybe I'll get a part-time job. I reached out a long time ago to this beverage brand, and they recently emailed me saying they might have a project for me to freelance on. So that would be cool. So I think right now the dog is like really stressing me out because I feel so bad. And again, like, it's just different. And wanting to go do things and not having people is hard. And I know like making friends is gonna be difficult. I have never really been in a position where I felt like completely alone. Even when I went to college, I knew my ex, so I was like, okay, I feel like I at least have somebody. And when I moved to Chicago, I was like, okay, I have one person. We weren't that close, but like, I can call her. And then we became really close. And when I moved to Tampa, my best friend from high school was there. So I'm like, I've never really felt this alone, but I need to put myself out there. But it's, again, hard when my poor dog is like shaking. I'm like, girl, don't do this to me. I'm not okay. But with that being said, I am going to go meet up with this girl that I met on a Facebook group for brunch. I need to start putting myself out there because I want to make at least my time here, even if it is only this year, memorable. Like, I don't want to be like, well, I moved to Porto and I sat in my apartment and got high and watched Bridgerton and the Taylor Swift Era Store like 1,000 times. Like, that's not what I want to do. I want to experience Porto and I want to learn about it. But right now, I think I really am struggling to like leave the dog. With that being said, I gave myself some like goals, and I'm gonna try to remember them off the top of my head because they're written down on my notes app, and I'm obviously recording on my phone. But this is what I want to do weekly. Weekly, I think I want to do like go to lunch or brunch twice a week. Okay, like in new places, go to lunch or brunch twice a week. I think 2-3 times a week in the morning, I want to go get like a coffee and like a baked good. Okay? Like 3 times a week. And then I think twice a week, I want to take Cora on like late night walks because I want to start getting comfortable walking later, which is something I never really did in Philly or Tampa. I was just so scared. So I want to take Cora on like late night walks. That's like past, like at 10 to 11, you know? And then one night a week, I want to go out to like a late dinner. That means like no earlier than 9, which is crazy. But I think once a week, like a late dinner and a cocktail. And 2 times a week, go to like a gym, a class. I feel like I could meet people there, and I think that would be nice. So those are my like weekly goals, and I feel like they're pretty attainable. Brunch, lunch, like coffee, going out, 1 dinner, 2 workouts. I feel like that is not too bad. And 5 days out of the week, a walk, like a good, long, proper walk. Okay? Getting my 10,000 steps in. I think once a month, I want to do like a tour, like a touristy tour, whether that's a wine tour or a food tour or a baking class or a painting, a Portuguese style class. Like, I want to do something corny and touristy once a month. I feel like that's good. I feel like once a quarter, I want to go on like an overnight or weekend trip, like whether that's to Lisbon or preferably places that I can do easily on the train. I really don't want to have to deal with flights or renting a car, but we'll see. That one might be a little bit harder to obtain, but like in my brain, one trip a quarter should be doable. What else did I have on my list? I'm trying to think. I feel like I had more, but it also kind of seems like a decent amount. I think that's like my plan, just to like allow myself kind of some structure, especially if I don't find a part-time job. Like, I think I'm missing, when I was in Philly and living with my parents, I really didn't miss structure because I didn't feel like I needed it because I had people around me that I loved and hung out with. But I feel like definitely now here, I'm going to need to give myself a little bit more structure. Again, I'm just like really panicking about the dog. I feel like I fucked her up, but I think those are my like goals. And I think I'm going to start it on, I think like every Sunday I'm going to sit down and plan out my week. Because I feel like I'm going to need to base that shit kind of off the weather, which I know the weather changes quite often, but we can pivot if needed. But I feel like, I don't want to wake up and be like, well, I'm doing this today. Like, I want to have a set schedule. Like, I want to know weekly. So I think every Sunday I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to allow myself to go shopping. I really feel like I want to feel comfortable when I'm out and about. And I don't dress good. I have no fashion. I want to learn about that. That was a reason I moved up here too, was to be like, I want to figure out my fashion. And I'm a mess. I literally just woke up bawling. So I do. That was a part of the reason I moved here, is because like I really want to figure out like my style. And walking around here, I'm like, girl, you look like a bump on the log. So I just want to, be presentable, figure out my style. So I wasn't going to let myself buy clothes here until I like got skinny. But I say this all the time, and my body pretty much stays the same in a sense. Like, I definitely have lost weight and I feel better and I look better, but I feel like I'm at a point in my life where like I feel like my weight fluctuates the same, and I feel like I'm probably going to be like this size for a long time, and I want to be comfortable here, and I want to be able to go out and feel confident and fashionable, and I want to just like learn kind of like how to style clothes. Like, I feel like I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to give myself permission to spend, I'm not even going to say how much I'm going to spend because I feel like it's probably insane given that I don't have an income, but like I this is a non-negotiable for me. I really do want to feel like confident when I'm out and about. And sue me, I feel like that's going to come from doing my hair and my makeup and like learning how to dress myself. Let me think of like other things. I really need to like start making breakfast and coffee and stuff and dinner here. But again, this like weekend, I'm giving myself a total pass. I'm giving it just you can do whatever you want this weekend. And then come Monday is like, or tomorrow, when I write down my weekly goals and my weekly schedule, I want to clean on Sundays. I want to grocery shop Sundays. I just need to get into a routine, but I'm just hoping I didn't fuck up my dog. I'm not kidding. Like, it sounds so silly. And I'm also, like, giving myself shit because, like, I don't know Portuguese. And it's like, bitch, it's been a week. And part of me is like, well, why didn't you start learning sooner? I just didn't know this visa was ever going to come. So I don't really know what I'm doing with my life. I feel like I want to say, like, I feel like I made a rash decision to move here, but I didn't. Like, I've been thinking about it since 2024, and I don't know, but I think living at home with my family, 2025 made it a lot harder to come over here. So I'm, like, proud of myself for doing it, but yeah, I miss my family and my nephews, and miss my friends. And I'm really trying not to be hard on myself. I feel like a crazy person. But I have to give this, like, a fair shot. But I'm just nervous that I made the wrong decision. But it's like, how would I know? Unless I did it. And again, it's only been a week, so I know I'm being dramatic, but my period's also supposed to come. I'm just emotional right now. And then, yeah, when you wake up every morning and your dog is shaking, I'm just like, what did I do? I know she'll settle in. She's a good girl, but I feel horrible. And today I woke up thinking, like, what are my family do? Like, what's my family doing today? Are they all hanging out? And I'm just here being like, what? What are you doing, girly? But I moved here for a reason. I moved here to experience life differently, and I have to allow myself to do that. And I feel like having a game plan, a weekly plan, will keep me a little bit more sane. Like, knowing, like, okay, Wednesday I'm gonna go get coffee, Friday I'm gonna go out to dinner, Saturday is a brunch day, you know, like, I feel like that is gonna help me survive. And once she gets back to normal and, like, stops shaking, I feel like it's really gonna help me. And I do miss my friends, and I do miss my family. And good news is I have friends coming at the end of March, end of May, beginning of May, sometime in May, and then my family's coming for summer break in July, and then I will be home. I think I'll be going home for Thanksgiving, unless something drastic changes. It's like, bitch, something could change. It's been a week. It's been 1 week. But anyway, I just wanted to pop on here. Part of me is like, you moved here also to, like, showcase, I guess, kind of, your move abroad and your emotions and your feelings. And it's like a little public diary, which is kind of embarrassing. But yesterday I was like, I started writing all this stuff down, and I was like, I don't want to write. I want to speak it out to the world and just, like, be okay. It's a little embarrassing. I'm a little embarrassed, but, like, this is life. This is my life. I'm almost 35. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm crying in Portugal. My dog is shaking. I miss my family. I miss my friends. And you know what? I have to put myself on a weekly schedule so I, like, don't become a bump on the log. Like, I, if anything, need to experience Portugal, and I think it would be a disservice to myself to just sit here and be sad and lonely. And, you know, maybe I don't make my best friends here. Maybe I don't, but I think I can still have social experiences without, like, being able to text someone, being like, you want to go get a glass of wine? Like, I can still go be social alone, and I have to really put myself out there. And I feel like that is probably the scariest part, because I feel like it's taken me so long to, like, have these really incredible relationships with both my family and my friends, that I'm like, God, will people like me? Like, even thinking about going to brunch today, I'm like, oh my God, is this girl gonna think I'm, like, so weird or so insane, or, like, am I too ugly or too short? And I know that it's, like, so insane to think, but, like, I want to just be confident in who I am and be like, the people that like me will like me, and not everyone will. And maybe I don't like this girl, you know what I mean? And maybe she doesn't like me, but, like, what if she does become someone that I can be like, let's go grab a glass of wine with? I won't know until I know, but I'm, like, so uncomfortable right now that it's just really hard. Anyway, with that being said, now that I'm about to post a video of me crying on the internet, I'm gonna cuddle with my dog, and then I'm gonna get myself together. And it's probably gonna take me like an hour to find an outfit that I don't feel like a total loser in. But this was also part of the reason I wanted to move here, was to be more comfortable like doing this, because for some reason I feel like me being this far away posting on YouTube is like nothing, because I'm like, no one's gonna see it because we don't live in the same country, you know? Anyway, and part of me is like, do I edit this? Because I had a lot of like pauses and crying, but I'm kind of like, no, I think I'm just gonna blast it to the internet. This is my life right now. It is what it is. Thank you. Goodbye.